First 25, 30 minutes, it was an unbelievable fluidity within the team. That's what I sensed the last 48 hours after coming from international break, all the boys together, that they were really at it.
If the expectations were that we'll come here and could get a good result, that is good for us. That shows the good work that we've been doing. But the reality showed that today we went short. There's not much to say. Recognize that Arsenal was the better team today, and we have to improve because we did a lot of bad things, especially on defending.
Martin Odegaard obviously was fantastic today, and to miss as much football as he did, and then to just come in and immediately be at that level is really impressive.
It is. It's not a coincidence because of the hard work, energy and passion that he puts in every single day, but you can tell that the team flows in a different way when he's in the team.
It's hard to be out. I think every player just want to be on the pitch all the time, and for me it was something new. I'm not used to that, not been fit, so it was hard. But I think I've spent the time well. I've just worked hard every day to come back as soon as possible and as strong as possible, and yeah, I think I've done a good job to do that, and with great help from everyone. So it's hard, but at the same time I think you can learn something from that, and I feel like I've done that.
I think Alan certainly agrees with you. Welcome him for Arsenal, the first victory in 5. And Martin Odegaard makes such a difference to them. And not just a difference to the team, but also possibly Saka as well.
Yeah, so much of Arsenal's good play today, and there was lots of it, came down their right-hand side, and particularly with the understanding and the connection of those two. They're telepathic at times, and the understanding of when to run, how to run, which pass to play. And as I said, they understand each other's game so well and really enjoy playing with each other. And I mean, it's an unbelievable goal. But you just get the sense and the feeling that as soon as Odegaard gets that ball, his first thought is, "Where's Saka?" And I mean, that's a fantastic finish. Someone full of confidence, someone with great belief in their ability. And what Odegaard does is he takes 2 or 3 defenders towards him, which then leaves Saka 1v1. Instead of defenders doubling up on him, Saka can go 1v, and you'd fancy him most of the time when he's got that situation. You can see, I mean, they as I said, they're full of confidence, got the belief back in their game. Odegaard's got his mirrors and around him. He's looking around and which pass he can play, and they're unlucky, as I said. Most of their good play came down that side. They win the ball back again. They get into a really good position. I thought he was going to put this one away. Saka perhaps should have had an earlier shot. They keep the pressure on, and Trossard's unlucky. But this is a really clever move as well, in behind the opposition where he doesn't want him to go. The little flick around the corner, and all of a sudden they're into that final third where they want to be, and they can do their stuff. And that's really, really unlucky. This is a great goal. Partey comes on and plays a huge part here, but so does Odegaard and Saka. And the reason being is watch Odegaard's movement. If he doesn't go into the run there and Yates doesn't go with him, then Partey can't get his shot away. That's what I mean. That run creates the space for Partey to have that shot. Yes, it's a great shot and the direction and everything, but the move is so clever, which enables the space. And those two, when they're in that form and in that mood, there's not many teams or opposition will be able to stop them.
Yeah, so important for us to have him back.
Mikel, dominant performance, well done, a lot of fluency, chances created, clean sheet. So what were your favourites about today's performance? A lot of positives.
The team effort, the team spirit and the energy that I sensed in the last 48 hours when we got finally all together, and the approach of the players into that game. As you said, the team flowed. It was very dominant, very persuasive, really insistive. We scored a goal. It should have been 3 or 4 in the first half. And then we kept going. And when we needed as well to change the team, the players for different reasons, the impact of the subs, I think it was great to see as well.
Yeah, I have to start backwards with the third goal. Nwaneri, of course, there's a lot of expectations around him. How special is it for him to score his first Premier League goal, and how excited people should really be?
Well, it is special. I think it's the second youngest ever Arsenal player to score in a Premier League match. So that tells you the story. But I think the story is still on the first ball. First ball he takes the ball, he runs forward, he dribbles past 1 or 2 players, and he puts the ball so close to the post. That's the player who wants to take the initiative at that age. Really happy.
He shows a lot of maturity and, of course, a lot of talent. But the other day you were talking about how difficult or impossible it is to manage other people's expectations because people want to see more of him. So how is it for you to manage this situation of people just wanting to see more of Nwaneri?
It's like building something, and we are building his career right now. So it's like putting a brick after another brick. And we put a brick, now make sure it sticks and gets dry. We put some cement, fresh one, and we have to put another one. And be patient. But he's very, very clever. He understands the situation. The players got in front. But the players trust him. They give him the ball all the time. And that's the biggest sign.
Talking about talented players, Bukayo Saka, the first goal, is it a big show of how good he is in tight spaces? Because Forest, they can be very compact, but he just finds it.
Yeah, he was exceptional, the goal. How he opened, how he was patient, so much composure in the box, and then the quality of the finishing, I think. So he works a lot on it. He's a player that's with exceptional talent, and he needs to continue to develop that capacity to win games.
You mentioned the energy. Do you feel like this was the biggest difference compared to those 4 past matches? Because there were positive performances, but do you feel that the energy was in a different level?
Well, it was different because we've been training with 12, 13 players. Suddenly we had 19. So everything changes, Everybody comes back if they feel good. Ricky is coming in. Declan was finally back in the best way, even though he could not start. And everybody feels right. And then when you give opportunities to everybody feels like, okay, I have a chance here to earn my right to play, like Gabi did, like Georgie did. Then everything flows better.
And finally, just you mentioned Declan and the foot. Do you feel like the foot didn't progress as much as you wanted during the international?
He was ready to play a few minutes if needed. The thing is, when we had to inject him to play last time, obviously after the consequences, a week where you are really sore, and we cannot allow now that we miss him for 10 days, 15 days because of that.
No. Thoughts on the performance, and especially what do you feel Arsenal did that made it so hard for you, especially in the first half?
Overall, not a good performance, a bad performance, I should say. But credit to Arsenal, I think they were the better team today. They were better on the ball, they were more aggressive, they were clinical when they had the chances. And we came short. We came short in a lot of aspects of the game. We knew at the beginning it was going to be hard. There was a moment that we had a chance that could change the game. But nothing more to say. I'm going to be honest with you. We have a lot of assessment to make internally because we didn't do a lot of good things. Things that we've been doing well, especially defending. We allowed Arsenal to shoot free without opposition. That's always hard. But recognizing that Arsenal play better today.
I think every player just want to be on the pitch all the time, and for me it was something new. I'm not used to that, not been fit, so it was hard. But I think I've spent the time well. I've just worked hard every day to come back as soon as possible and as strong as possible, and yeah, I think I've done a good job to do that, and with great help from everyone. So it's hard, but at the same time, I think you can learn something from that, and I feel like I've done that.
Right, let's reflect on what's been happening in the Premier League this afternoon. Let's start, shall we, with Merce, who was watching his old side Arsenal, and in the end it was a pretty comfortable afternoon for Arsenal, beating Nottingham Forest by 3-0. Was it comfortable in the end, Merce?
Yeah, very. I thought they were outstanding. First half, they started really well, must-win game. For me, it was a last chance saloon, got to keep on winning now. And they started the game really well. Brilliant goal by Saka. Saka, completely different player when he's playing with Odegaard. When Odegaard plays and they both play down that right, the way they interact and they're both, singing off the same hymn sheet, they're phenomenal. And great goal by Saka. Runs across the goal and he whips it back the other way. Yeah, and then they played in second gear, to be fair, and then Partey come on, got another worldie. And then when 17, what a talent that kid is, gets a good goal. They needed to win. They showed a bit of armoury, and then they stepped it off a bit and got ready for midweek.
We know they're capable of going on a really good run. We saw that last season. They came back from that mid-season break and were absolutely phenomenal. They've got Sporting away next without the Ruben Amorim factor, and then they got West Ham at home, Manchester United at home. We know they had to win. You can't be 9 points away from Liverpool and drop points today at home to a very good Forest side away from home far this season. But that's massive for them, isn't it?
Huge.
But they now have to go on a long run, don't they?
Yeah, they've got some good fixtures coming up. They've got some good fixtures. You look at their next 7 or 8 games, you'd expect them to near on win all of them, or maybe draw one, really, if they want to put a run together. They've had a hard start. They've played the top 6, the other 5 teams that finished in the top 5 at the end of the season. They've played all of them this season already, and played Bournemouth away, which is not an easy game. So they've had a hard start. Now, there's a thing, after hard games become a little bit easier. They've got to keep on winning. They showed their arm. They were outstanding. The best I've seen them this season, in my opinion. Odegaard makes a difference.
He's the heartbeat. He makes them tick.
Yeah, he picks it up. I mean, as I say, Saka's a completely different player. I thought he was outstanding, Saka, as well. And yeah, it was just a real good result, and be able to leave Declan Rice on the bench as well.
And just picking up on Ethan Nwaneri, because he's 17 years, 247 days to be precise. He becomes Arsenal's second youngest Premier League scorer after Cesc Fabregas. We know he's got the potential. He's shown that again today. I guess the question is, long term, can he fulfil it? Is he in the right place to make sure that potential's fulfilled?
I think so. I think Arsenal's a very good club, very good club. You got to get looked after. It depends who's looking after him. You know, people are going to get in his ear and they'll go, "Oh, get away, you need to play." He's at a great club.
Yeah.
Don't leave there too early. Don't leave there too early. You know, for me, be patient. He's 17 years of age. He's behind top players. He'll keep on learning and learning. But he'll be a superstar. He is a top player. I've watched him play against Inter Milan. He come on. Every time he comes on, he does something special in the game. And today, he goes and scores another good goal. But he went past Murillo, what's his name? Murillo. Oh, he went past him like he wasn't there, and he's decent. Yeah. He run at him, just done a step over, went round him, bent it, just past the post. Yeah, a real talent. Just got to make sure he keeps his head, keeps on working hard, and his chance will come. But take your time. You know, you're 17, you're at a massive football club in Arsenal.
He's not lacking belief, though, is he? Even though he's so young, around those kind of players, this man backs himself.
He does. Oh, yeah. He's not shy. He doesn't come on and think, I better not do anything. I'll just get it and give it. He plays and he wants the ball. He gets it. He done it at San Siro before the international break. Come on for 10 minutes, just kept... And they give him the ball. You know when someone's decent, when the older players give you the ball all the time, you know. So, just make sure, you know, as soon as you get noises and people looking after you or people around you and go, you should be playing every week and this and that. Well, where are you going to go and play every week? You know, at the moment, I think he's at the right place with top quality players he's playing with and training with every day.
Well, not winning for the Gunners this afternoon quite simply wasn't an option with that 9-point gap to Liverpool ahead of today's
250th game in charge of Arsenal for Mikel Arteta, and they're back to winning ways. We just heard from Martin Odegaard at the end there. He made a huge difference.
Yes, it was a joy to watch Arsenal today. I thought they went back in many ways to what everybody is used to seeing them, especially in that final third. And I think Jesus played a part in that as well, because of it helps with the rotation up there. Nothing against Kai, but the way him, Saka and Odegaard linked up with the 1-2s, the cute little clever flicks around the corner and getting those shots off and putting the Forest defenders in awkward positions. So I thought they truly missed him, and for me, as a football fan, I'm delighted to see him back. Yeah,
he mentioned Saka there, scored the opening goal. What did you make of it?
Mesmerising today. I mean, he's a superstar, this kid, for me. He does everything in his own time. You know, he's not in any rush. Odegaard, for me, is the difference. Look at that little pass there. Hit it. Well, not about this time. Hit it. No, another touch. Whack. The top corner. Unbelievable. Like I say, this boy plays at his own pace. He is an absolute superstar. And why players like Odegaard have been missing, he has carried Arsenal and they're still in contention. But with Odegaard, I think he is the reference. He is the difference. But what a strike that is. Sean, unbelievable. One of yours.
It's a brilliant striker. I don't think my left foot could do that, Tim, to be honest. But yeah, it's good. But he was a thorn in our side all game. He just kept causing problems. But the run from Odegaard there that creates the space for Partey, and he just whips across it, and it's a fantastic finish.
Yeah, loves a strike from outside the box, doesn't he, Thomas Partey?
Yeah, you could hear that Mikel was so happy. When you make a change and you bring someone on and he comes on with that attitude and he affects the game and scoring. Both players like Nwaneri here as well. We talk about it's too early to call this boy a superstar, but he's one in the making, that's for sure. A load of confidence. He pinches himself every time he puts an Arsenal shirt on. Not because he's not good enough, because he's humble and he realises that this is his boyhood dream to play for Arsenal Football Club, and he will be a big player for them in the future.
Yeah, second youngest Premier League goal scorer Ethan Nwaneri after Cesc Fabregas, their biggest home win of the season and only the second clean sheet since the opening day at home.
Well, that's the start. I've always been a fan personally, especially over the last few years, of Arsenal's defence, the way they defend, the way they can play nicely, or they can get stuck in and get that grip with them. So they will be happy about that, and there'll be a lot of positives off that. But I was honestly glad in that last play that we saw to see Raheem get a little assist. That'll do a world for his confidence, because he's dealing with a lot in terms of playing and getting back to the Sterling we're used to seeing.
We're going to move on now to Manchester City hosting Tottenham at the Etihad Stadium in the week when...
Arsenal team this team, they look great.
So many positives, not least for young Ethan Nwaneri.
Yeah, and I think it's a very bad message to to Jesus.
Yes.
I think he was on the pitch for at least all the
good
game.
hour. Yeah.
And after 10 minutes at least, he scored a goal. So his first occasion, he scored a goal. So yeah, it's a promising young guys. Bright future, and I think I hope he will get more time to play.
Yeah. So many positives to take away from the performance for Mikel Arteta. In spells as well, Manu, they look to be finding their fluency as well.
Odegaard is back, and you can see that when you have a special player, in the team, everybody wants to play with him. You have great movements, everybody wants to play with him, wants to touch the ball in the small spaces, and they play in the last third of the pitch, that this is exactly what I like Arsenal play,
Yeah.
Great movement, great passing, and try to put pressure all the time in the defense.
3 good Arsenal goals at the end of the day. Let's have a look at the first one from Bukayo Saka, because if we've got Nwaneri, who's the one for the future, the one for the present is very much this guy.
Yeah, what a player. I mean, every time you watch him, you think, how on earth can you get onto the left foot all the time? Everybody in the whole stadium knows he's incredibly left-footed.
Yeah.
Make him go to the right. I love this little 1-2. Smart.
Yeah.
Look at this. Balance, patience, wait. I mean, that's the most Saka goal you'll see. He's so calm, and I love that. I saw that a lot of dribblers, they go too quick. Slow down. Slow down, wait for the moment. I love this. Trying to get them off balance, little hesitation, find the moment, bang. Brilliant goal.
It's the maturity he's got beyond his years, right, Manu?
Experience, the confidence as well. He knows that he's been a major threat for Arsenal, but as well one of the best prospects, in Europe for the last few years. So he's raising, he's improving years after years. So I'm very happy with him so far.
Both of you welcomed the substitute of Thomas Partey, and I mean his impact was almost instant, right?
That's what I said, when he came at halftime. I said that's going to be something different in the midfield, and he get back so many balls, and on top of it, he scored a great goal as well. So we look at the movement. Odegaard at the beginning of the action, he left the space. He brings some defenders with him, and this space was free, and he understood completely what to do.
Yeah. And then let's talk about the young prospect who's got a brilliant reputation. He's scored already 3 times in the League Cup, but his first milestone goal in the Premier League for Ethan Nwaneri.
Brilliant player. That's what he's good at. On the half-turn, receive the ball anywhere. Great way to pass, gets into the great spot. Look at that, 17, passes it into the goal. Doesn't smash it. Great little cutback from Raheem Sterling, but this young man is really special. He's going to be a feature for this Arsenal team for a very long time.
Precise finish at the near post. It's a moment he's going to treasure for so many years, and you can see second youngest goalscorer for Arsenal in the Premier League era, just behind Cesc Fabregas, an aged Manu at just 17 years and 247 days. What a prospect.
I love that. I love the fact that Arsenal is working very well with his academy, and a lot of players coming from the academy to fill up in the team. So with the DNA of the team as well. So for me, this is very important.
Yeah, and because of what's gone on before in the previous 4 games, every game right now for the Gunners is a high-pressure one, isn't it?
Yeah, but they've earned the right to be kind of in that position. They put expectation on themselves because they're a brilliant team. The only thing, I think the hardest thing for Arsenal is to take that final step. To go win a trophy, to go win something. They're right there. But I do think they need, Manu mentioned before, they need a bit more depth in the squad. And also they need a striker just to help out this team. They're this close. They need to take that final step to push.
Yeah, is that what you want to see in January? Is just to see a specialist.
It's difficult to get, very good players during the transfer market in January.
Have a look at the fixtures coming up. West Ham, Manchester United, Fulham, Everton, Palace, and Ipswich. That's how would you assess that as a sequence of fixtures?
18 points.
get some more points on the board?
At least they must get at least 15 points on the 18th.
Do you? So at least
to
win 5 of those?
Of course, yeah. If you want to win the title, you have no choice.
I agree with Manu, 100%. The only one is the United game, obviously. Ruben Amorim, the new manager, that could be different. But this Arsenal team, they need to go on a little run here, put some pressure.
Yeah. OK. Good start, though. Welcome back. So we're at half-time in our feature match on a 5-game goal rush, and Arsenal have got very little room to manoeuvre. Manu says this is a must-win game for the Gunners. They're leading Nottingham Forest by Bukayo Saka's goal. They've been thoroughly dominant, if not so clinical, which is, I suppose, the words from their manager, Mikel Arteta, at the break. Let's have a look at the goal then. It was started and finished in some style by Saka.
I really like it. Look at the amount of Arsenal players in the penalty area. This is exactly the way I like Arsenal playing. And since Odegaard is back, they came back the way they used to play. And Saka, it's a bad defending, by the way, from the Forest players. But Saka, his talent, just passed the ball. He went through in front of 2 defenders, and that was the perfect strike. I think the goalkeeper was hiding from the start of the strike now.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the feet from Saka's crazy. Yeah. It's just so good. To get out of there when there's like 5 defenders, everybody knows he's crazy left-footed. Make him get on his right, but such a class from the little magician. Brilliant goal.
He just continues to kind of, impress us.
But you see the link with him and Odegaard.
Odegaard, it's key. Yeah. And as you can imagine, the goal went down pretty well as Manu watched it in the green room here. Have a look at this.
Okay. Give it to him! Give it to him! Yes!
I look really happy.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Stitch is up there with that.
Well, I'm glad you were paying attention, Manu. But
my God, I was so lonely.
Looks like a train station.
We're waiting for the 5:55 to Paddington. Anyway, just moving on from that, Julian Timber, before the goal was scored, thought he'd put Arsenal in front initially, but this was given narrowly offside.
Yeah, just off. To be fair, he's such a good player, Timber, as well. He's just alive, almost like a striker. Just senses it. Playing at right back today, but you see there, it's just off. There've been a few tight ones today, but Arsenal have been really dominant in that first half.
I talked about the clinical edge to this Arsenal team in that first 45. They have forced a few saves, man.
Yeah, I remember, I think it was Trossard, even Gabriel, no, I think Jesus was offside on the first goal occasion, big one. But this is something they must improve. I think Arteta said it a couple of times since the start of the season. They need to improve the finishing. They create so many occasions to score, and it's just 1-0 at the half-time. It should have been at least 2-0.
Yeah.
Dean Henderson was I think, really busy.
He's pulled off some...
Yeah, he made some great saves.
Quality of those saves.
Yeah. But no, the goalkeepers had to make a few saves. But I think Mikel will be really proud of his players. That first half, they were terrific. They just need that second or third goal. Matt Sells, sorry, yeah.
OK, let's go around the grounds. Let's bring you the latest then from Villa Park. Aston Villa have lost their last